Hi everyone, my name is Eze and this video is basically a brief introduction to my channel. And in this video, I basically want to talk through why I set the channel up, which is kind of covering my key motivations. I also want to talk about what I want to achieve broadly. And I think lastly and most importantly, I would like to talk about what you stand to gain by watching the videos on this channel. Years ago, I graduated from university and like most people, I was quite excited to kickstart my career and get a job really. And as soon as I started to apply, I came across a lot of challenges which are quite well known. One example is the issue of not having experience when experience is one of the clearly stated requirements, which is kind of the well-known catch-22 problem. I had issues with writing my CV properly, not knowing how to structure my cover letter properly, and all sorts of problems along those lines. So after much research, spending time speaking to people, attending seminars, and lots of trial and error, I might add. So I succeeded. And what I learned while I did that entire process was that most of the problems I encountered could have been avoided if only I had the right information at hand. And I've had the opportunity to work as a hiring manager as well, and also as a HR support when recruiting staff. And I've also gained a lot of experience on that end, basically understanding on the other side of the table, if you like, what companies are looking for and pinpointing the mistakes that people make, the things that favor some candidates and discredit some others. So I basically want to use all my experience and the knowledge that I've gained basically to help people to avoid those problems that I faced. Because had I known even just a fraction of what I know now, my entire journey would have been very different. It would have been much quicker, much easier, and probably even more successful, to be honest. So that's kind of the key reason I'm setting up this channel, is to use all the experience, expertise, knowledge, and also the research I'm going to be doing on each of the topics I talk about to add value to people's lives by basically helping them avoid the problems that I faced and making their journeys a lot quicker and easier and more successful. And to do this, I've decided to generate or to create a series of videos. The first of the series would be focused on entry-level jobs. And the reason for that is that I feel I have a lot of knowledge and expertise which I can apply immediately to help people get jobs, and not just to get jobs but also to succeed in those jobs, because getting the job is just step one, and believe me, I've passed through that process and I can tell you that. And the second part of the series would look at mid to senior level staff jobs, and the process on that end is entirely different. The CVs are different, the cover letters are different, the interview processes are different, and because you're kind of more senior in your role, the focus is entirely different. And you need to kind of have a very different mindset when looking into those roles, and that's something that I will cover at a much later date when I finish hopefully tackling this first objective that I set myself to achieve, which is to kind of look at entry-level jobs, because there's a lot to say there, and I know that lots of people will benefit from most of the information that I have to give. And some of the things I say might come across as being repeated, because you might have heard some of the things I'll say. But what I'll say to that is that I'm probably more reiterating some points, because some people know things and they're not quite aware of how important those things are. And from my experience, I've seen that there are minor issues, things which people shouldn't be doing, which they're doing, which makes their journeys a lot more difficult and wastes a lot of time. So that's kind of my broad approach: focus on entry-level jobs first, and then at a later date to move on to mid to senior level jobs. And hopefully, through my experience, through the research I do, and through all the time I spend on this, basically, I should help a lot of people. And frankly, if I can help even a small amount of people, I'll be very pleased. And that is my general intention for the entire channel, is just to use all the information and knowledge I've gained and to help other people to have much easier and faster processes when it comes to getting a job and also succeeding in those jobs. And that's basically it, to be honest, in a nutshell. Yeah, so be productive, and hopefully I'll see you soon in my next video. Thank you.